Okay, my name is Sylvia Lydia Morelos. This is about Little Brother Cory Doctorow by Scott Westerfield, author of Uglies, Pretties, and Specials. I'm going to go over the leaflet that they used last year in San Francisco for One City, One Book, San Francisco Reads Fall 2013. And I just wanted to go through it just to point some things out in it. And for example, on the front cover, there are three figures, and the middle one is wearing a red sweatshirt. And I believe that person is referring to Chris Guillebeau, Guilleb, as in Bob, Eau. And he is wearing sneakers as well. And I also see that the figure on the right is Kelly Quinn, more than likely. Kelly Ashley Nunez. Kelly Nunez Cisneros Quinn, and she also is wearing sneakers. And there's a big capital X on the back, and the only thing that I can remember, the only thing that I can think of regarding the capital X is American History X, and that might be referring where X marks the spot, the U.S. And it's a rousing tale of techno-geek rebellion. Scott Westerfield, author of Uglies, Pretties, and Specials. That sounds like the Wicked Witch of the West, and in this case they would be referring to the U.S. as the Wicked Witch of the West. Wicked. Okay, so that's the front cover. On the second part is the welcoming and the welcome page, and I numbered it. I numbered it. I know it's kind of backward, but the first line, it's the first entire page of it. Imagine that a major terrorist attack strikes the Bay Area. A national security crackdown begins monitoring everyone's movement from Muni rides to internet downloads. Imagine the only hope is a Mission District High School hacker who fights back using his technology skills to protect our democracy and our civil rights. This is a compelling and newsworthy story we bring to you in this year's One City, One Book selection, Little Brother by Cory Doctorow. We are excited to be presenting a book that has such a timely connection to the events of the day. It illustrates the importance of technology and open access in our city. We're looking forward to highlighting San Francisco Public Library's own digital strategies while also enhancing the digital literacy of our patrons. This book marks the first time we have selected a young adult novel, giving it built-in appeal for our teen audience while also being a compelling novel for adults. This book has been published in 17 languages in addition to English, so we look forward to it being embraced by diverse readers throughout San Francisco. You can check it out free and underscore free because it's free as in is a the author makes it an issue that, okay, not the author, but the people who are holding the workshops make it an issue that they're free throughout the leaflet, and it caught my attention right off the bat. So you can check it out for free from any library, and Mr. Doctorow has also made it available as a free digital download. So the first welcoming page, it has a lot of info that should be looked into. I believe, and a major terrorist attack is what I underscored for the first line, and a national security crackdown begins monitoring everyone's movement. That's the second line. Imagine the only hope is a Mission District High School hacker who fights back using his technology skills to protect our democracy and our civil rights. That they're actually doing the opposite. And this is okay. And then the next one I underscore was such a timely connection to the news events of the day, which is pretty accurate. It illustrates the importance of technology and open access in our city. And they have to go and give classes on technology, hacking, and open access. That's just redundant. This book marks the first time we have selected a young adult novel. I'm not surprised about the young adult because the young adults, they're usually pretty open to ideas and creative, and they think a certain way, and they're very creative, and they're very, if you can pay attention to my language, I'm trying to speak here, and my it's involuntary, and I'm not the one doing it. So this mark, I'm trying to speak, and my language, the way I'm speaking it, something is interfering with the way I'm speaking as I speak right now. Anyway, I'm going to try it again. This book marks the first time we have selected a young adult novel, giving it built-in appeal for a teen audience while also being a compelling novel for adults. They're focusing on young adults because the young adults are usually more, they have fresher, they have, they're, well, it's kind of obvious why young adults would be the focus, and as well as teenagers and children, because they think they're creative, they have fresh ideas. And what I got out of the entire booklet is that they're studying people to figure out how they would figure out a terrorist attack protection against. And kids can hack into stuff. They're teaching kids how to hack into things. They're teaching teenagers. They're teaching adults. And from what I understood after reading this was that they were trying to figure out how people were pretty much, figuring things out, and especially kids, and it would give them an idea, how to pretty much how to commit a terrorist attack, not prevent it. And so I'm just going to go through the booklet and point out some things. So that's the welcoming page. That's what I got out of it. And the free part is just almost every other page they underscore the word they underscore free. The things are free. Free classes, free hacking into, free learning into hack, free materials to learn how to hack into things, and things like that. And then it says in the table of contents, Bay Area hacker resources on page 10. Okay, and then the second one is Little Brother. And it says Marcus, aka, and it gives a password, a generic password is usually used when you first log into something so that you can create your own password. And that would refer to, obviously an aka, someone. Only 17 years old, but he figures he already knows how the system works and how to work the system. So that's something to look into. And then there's the author, the second page. About the author, Cory Doctorow, craphound.com, is a science fiction author, activist, journalist, and blogger, the co-editor of Boing Boing, and the author of young adult novels like, and this is important, Homeland, Pirate Cinema, and Little Brother, and novels for adults like Rapture of the Nerds and Makers. He is a former European director of the Electronic Frontier Foundation and co-founded the UK Open Rights Group. Born in Toronto, Canada, he now lives in London. Little Brother can be downloaded for free, _free, at http://craphound.com, Little Brother download. Electronic Frontier Foundation does not have the best reputation on the West Coast, especially in San Francisco. And I believe that Electronic Frontier Foundation is also a front for terrorism. That's just a thought. And I don't believe that the European version of Electronic Frontier Foundation is any different. And Cory Doctorow is the former European director of Electronic Frontier Foundation, and he co-founded the UK Open Rights Group. And he was born in Toronto, Canada. He now lives in London, and he is an activist, and he's the author of young adult novels like Homeland, Pirate Cinema, and Little Brother, and the Rapture of the Nerds and Makers. So I think he might be like a demagogue to some people, but I think he's full of shit. With all due respect, I know I have to be more objective, but that's the truth. Okay, and then on the next page, on page 2, there's a schedule of events. And there is, again, the One City, One Book Hunt is free, _free on the second page. But you must register your team online before Friday, September 13th. Friday the 13th is bad luck. Historically speaking. So they held it on Friday, September 13th. The One City, One Book Hunt, and they called it a hunt. It's free. And the hunt took place in San Francisco on Saturday, September 14th. And they said in order to play the game was a rogue government operative has a plan that will jeopardize the privacy of all citizens, and it's up to you and your team to help stop him or her before the time runs out. Scour the library and the streets of San Francisco to solve clues, crack codes, and help bring the perpetrator to justice in this information-based scavenger hunt based on Cory Doctorow's Little Brother. Assemble a crack team of puzzle solvers and bring your wits, a spirit of adventure, and your best walking shoes. The One City, One Book Hunt is free. So much free stuff. It's just an observation. But you must register your team online before Friday, September 13th in order to play. They take it as a game, and it's not a game. Terrorism is not a game. And trying to figure out how people are going to figure out how to protect themselves against terrorism is also not a game. It's not funny. Page 3, schedule of events. This also caught my attention. There's that. There, the lady on the side and the bottom, they blocked out her eyes for some reason. And let's see, schedule of events, Cory Doctorow and conversation with Nicole Sell. Cory Doctorow, author of Little Brother, San Francisco's One City, One Book selection for 2013, will be joined in conversation by Nicole Sell, a security expert and longtime organizer for DEF CON, the co-founder of Wicker, a free app that provides military-grade encryption of text, picture, audio, and video messages, and the best available privacy, anonymity, and secure file sharing features. Yeah, it's a little weird. So it's on page 3. Little Brother can be downloaded for free. In every single page it says that pretty much. Little Brother can be downloaded for free at craphound.com. And schedule of events on page 4. One City, One Book, and the Bookmobile at the Lit Crawl. Says, could it happen here, Little Brother in San Francisco? Cory Doctorow's Little Brother may already be 5 years old, but its day after tomorrow setting seems closer than ever to reality. From the Occupy protests to newly revealed government surveillance programs, the real world San Francisco is starting to look more and more like Doctorow's version, but how close is it really? Sounds like a conspiracy theorist to me. In this panel held during Banned Books Week, text policy experts, computer programmers, and crypto activists, including staff from Electronic Frontier Foundation, will discuss some of the key elements and technologies described in the novel. Concepts in crypto. Cryptography is not just an essential tool for communicating securely even when people are trying to listen in, but an important component of technological literacy. But it can be intimidating and difficult to understand. In this workshop, Michael Lee and Parker Higgins. In this workshop, Michael Lee and Parker Higgins from Electronic Frontier Foundation give an introduction to some of the basic building blocks of the encryption. Michael Lee is a staff technologist for EFF and a project maintainer of HTTPS Everywhere, who has been writing a variety of code for over a decade. Parker Higgins is an activist at the EFF, specializing in issues at the _intersection of freedom of speech and copyright, trademark, and patent law. This is page 4, Concepts in Crypto. Concepts in Crypto. And this is updated, okay? And this is page 4, and this is page 5. Online privacy tools. Privacy is both an essential factor in computer security as well as an essential human and civil right. Privacy is both an essential factor in computer security as well as an essential human and civil right. We will look at a handful of tools that may help us protect our online communications and decrease the amount of metadata available to any 3-letter agency, CIA, FBI. John Shulman is a staff security engineer at Twitter and an adjunct professor of computer science at Stevens Institute of Technology. So you'd have to go through each and every single one, and each and every single page says Little Brother can be downloaded for free. And then Hack a Robot, circuit hacking for kids and teens. That's also very prevalent throughout this. A limited amount of people. They just want to study people carefully. And then there's Little Robot Plushie Workshop, like trying to figure out kids ages between 13 and 19. Schedule of events, that's on page 7. Little Brother can be downloaded for free again. And then there's the schedule of events where they watch movies, like last year in October, Hackers, The Net, Sneakers, War Games, The Matrix, War Games, Source Code, Swordfish, Existence, Matrix, War Games. It's just weird. And they also have StoryCorps, and I remember I recorded my own story with San Francisco last year on StoryCorps. And I met Michael Thomas Angelo there. He was one of the facilitators, and he's been trying to get attention, so I'm not sure what his problem is. But Anyway, the story core, I think I did mine in September, and it was at 1 o'clock, and I did it for like half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe a little bit more, I don't know. And my story should be there, Library of Congress by now. I never received a CD. It was supposed to go to the sanctuary, and I remember when I was at the sanctuary, someone threatened to break it in half if they received it. So I don't know what happened to the CD. I have to find out. And then on page 10, Bay Area Hacker Resources, more on hacking and a duocracy run by members, including several self-organizing teams at Hacker Dojo. A duocracy. It's on page 10. And there's the Bay Area Hackers Resources on page 11. And Little Brother can be downloaded for free again. And then there's the Mothership Hacker Moms. That caught my attention because on April 2013, the Boston bombings happened. I received evidence on this past year regarding the Boston bombings, and it was dated. It was the Hunger Games meal ticket. It was not a meal ticket. It was a credit card receipt, and it was dated April 15, 2012. And in here it says on page 11, it says, "This is the first ever women's hackerspace. We offer on-site childcare. We were founded in April 2012 by and for creative mothers and our families. Our expanding community includes hacker moms, hacker dads, non-moms, and kids." I lost my fetus in 2009 and 2010. Mothership Hacker Moms. So that's on page 11. And then again it says Little Brother can be downloaded for free. And then the discussion questions on page 12 are something to look at. Number 1, how does Marcus's comment that he's one of the most surveyed people in the world set the tone for the novel? That's the first question. Is the statement true? Number 2, and it goes on and on and on and on, trying to get people's responses to their book, and it's not a good thing at all. And then there's 10 questions on page 12, and they're just like, for example, anyway, there's 10 questions on page 12 that are pretty questionable. So then on page 13, more to explore. The Creative Commons license for Little Brother allows you to remix it to make new and exciting stuff, videos, audios, news stories, anything else you can think of, games, toys, and redistribute them on a non-commercial basis. Here are some examples. Instructables from M1K3Y, that is a generic password. Learn everything from how to blend in with crowds, that's underscore, very important. Learn everything from how to blend in with crowds to how to encrypt your Gmail email. I mean, who are these people to teach other people hacking? It's just not good. This is Little Brother can be downloaded for free at craphound.com, Little Brother download. And so that's the end of that. It's 13 pages. Those 13 pages. And then the back is important too, because it has the sponsors, it has the people who support them, and it's something to look into. One City, One Book, San Francisco Reads, Fall 2013, Little Brother, Cory Doctorow, and hopefully it's not too long. This is Sylvia Lydia Morales. I believe that this is really important. Cory Doctorow, One City, One Book. I think I've tried turning in other pages before that were photos, but I got this at the 6th floor of the Larkin Library. 6th floor. It's the government section, and there was, I believe her name was Mrs. Russell. I'm not sure. They told me I went to the 6th floor, and I went up to the counter and I asked her for the leaflet to Cory Doctorow's Little Brother, and for One City, One Book, San Francisco Reads, Fall 2013, and that was last year that the One City, One Book, San Francisco Reads happened. It's the 6th floor of the Larkin Library at 101 Larkin, and I asked them specifically for the leaflet, not the book, because the leaflet is what gives more information and about what these people were up to, not the book. I'm sure people. Anyway, this is Sylvia Lydia Morales, and it's the 12th of August 2014, and it's about 11:30 probably. And this is what I wanted to share. Thanks. Bye.